It's the Mondays. I'm feeling the Mondays today, guys. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling okay. I'm this is the first day I'm off of medication. I actually got a vasectomy on Wednesday and took some Xanax that day, and then a little bit of medication, and then a little bit less medication, and I still have a bunch of pills left. Got to figure out what to do with those. There's rules on that stuff, but I'm feeling groggy, feeling good though, and I'm happy to feel back to normal because I have spent the last couple weeks anxious and nervous about getting that vasectomy. That was the first that was the first surgery I've ever had in my entire life of any sort. And so, didn't know what to expect at all. And of course it's in your special no spots, right? So you're sitting there like, oh my God, like it's gonna hurt all the time, every time. So um it went well. I think it went well. And now we have to wait a little bit and do some things to make sure that we have no more babies in the future. But I'm excited about that, and everything's looking good. We were able to apply for self-employment a couple days ago. We start seeing that money next week. Lindsay's back to work. I am kind of back to work. Technically not allowed to. Technically, we don't know if we're allowed to work or not. We don't know, but it looks like everything's starting to come up. So positivity's starting to happen. I'm actually this week starting to feel like life is coming back to normal just a little bit for us, whatever that normal is going to be. And it's great. It's good. It's good. Listening to me now opposed to a year ago is completely different. But guys, we're doing a business spotlight today with Rosa Mercedes, which is an amazing freaking name. I forgot to ask her if that name is real or not. I'm sure it is real, but how cool is that last name, right? She's a cosmetologist. We know each other through weddings and creative shoots, which is you get together and shoot and do some stuff. So it was fun to kind of chat with her and see how business is. She's the first person that I've chatted about since businesses have been open, especially in the cosmetology world, because they had so many rules on what they can or can't do. So I decided to bring her on and ask her about it, like how it's changed, how clients are reacting, how she's working. She's doing something a little different where she actually has a little suite, I call them my salons because that's one of the companies here, but I don't think hers is that one. And basically, they all get their own little suite, their own little door. Think of it like their own little office and sink and all that stuff. And they get to run their business in there. So they're a little bit more secure than like an open space salon, which you traditionally see. So she has a little bit more control, but also she has to manage it a little bit differently. And so you're going to hear her talk about that. And of course, she's a mother, she's a wife, and dealing with everything that's happening. Her and her husband are back to work. So now there's homeschooling, there's daycare, there's what do we do? And so we're all going to be in that same situation. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. I thank you guys so much for the support so far. One thing I forgot to do at the beginning of this was introduce myself, guys. My name is Jeramie. I own Jeramie Lou Photography, and of course, I'm the host of Raw Focus. You guys can find my work at jeremielou.com. And then all my info to get a hold of me, to comment to anything is going to be in the section, the notes or the section below or the comments or wherever you put it. I have it on everything. But you can always email me at jeremielou@gmail.com if you have a show idea or know of somebody that wants to be on this. I'm at the point now where I'm running out of people. And I'm running out of people, and I need the people to keep this going. Otherwise, I'm just going to do self-interviews with myself, and that is not going to be fun. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And without further ado, here is Rosa Mercedes. I can hear you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm
You're where? In your bedroom?
in my kids' room. That's like a freaking mess, as
Yeah.
usual.
You can't. I just see a gray wall. It looks good.
I know. So I'm like, could you hear any background music because they're playing Frozen right now?
Oh no. I think the cool thing with Zoom is like it kills all that stuff around naturally. So it does
No.
pretty well.
You look super professional.
Oh, thanks. And I'm super tired today for some reason. I think it's just Monday.
Oh, I am feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm like exhausted. How are you? How's it
I'm
going?
good.
Are you
Everything's going well.
working?
Yeah, so I started working on actually the 30th is when I did my first shoot.
Oh,
Um,
good.
so been doing a lot of commercial stuff. So a lot of restaurants, a lot of stuff in
Dang.
like for the cannabis community and a couple family shoots. So we're slowly getting into it as long as the clients are okay with possibly getting kicked out or, something like that.
Yeah.
If they're
Oh,
cool with
good. How's
that,
your
I'm
wife
cool with that.
doing?
She's good. She's back to work. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. So she went to work this morning. And you're back to work too, right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It went amazing. I worked all week.
Yeah.
And I usually don't work all week. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to get as many people as I can because my husband wasn't working
Right.
either. So I totally booked myself 6 days last week. And
Oh
the
my
first day, which
God.
was Monday, yeah, I don't understand. Like, I'm just like, when I just enjoy working and I'm just like, yes, let's do it, whatever, bam, bam,
Right.
bam, like my like mentality is like my little like hustling mentality.
Right.
And my husband calls me that day and he's like, oh, I have to work today. I'm like, what? So I'm like,
Yeah.
yay, I booked myself all freaking week. So I'm like, yeah, he's home, he's a stay-at-home dad right now, so I'm
Right.
just gonna work. And so, yeah, he went to work, and it was just crazy because the kids are homeschooling, obviously, and that they
Right.
basically miss school because I'm not going to change all my clients.
Right.
So, yeah, and then he works graveyard, and he was like, "What?"
Um, did he
So,
not did he
yeah,
not know he was supposed to work, or did they just kind of throw
no,
it at
I
him?
didn't tell him till that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
What's
isn't that?
your what's your Facebook business name as?
My Facebook one is Rosa Mercedes Artist. It's not the same as my IG because Facebook doesn't let me change it, and I don't know why.
That's all right.
It's kind of
Uh,
annoying, actually,
I know. It's all this little
because
stuff,
everybody's like, I don't know how to fix it. I need a Facebook expert to help me.
Is it just because the name's already taken?
I honestly don't think so, and I don't think that's the issue. I don't know. I just like try
Right.
to change it. Don't let me.
Mommy,
What?
I'm going to have some milk.
Hold on. Please don't get on there, puppy. All right. Everybody's zooming. Here you go. Go
Everybody's
back. Go
zooming.
downstairs because I want to zoom too. Cerrar la puerta, por favor. I took a
Awesome.
shower and did my makeup for this,
You
okay?
did? No, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, the goal of this is that it's it's going to
What are we
be
going to talk about?
a podcast. We're going to talk about you. So I'm going to talk about you, your business. So this is what I call a business spotlight. So it's a little bit different than what my podcast is normally about. This is kind of focusing on what you do, who you are, and how you're kind of interacting with everything going on now, specifically with your business. So I want you to pimp yourself out as much as possible, talk about what you do, how you book your clients, and all that stuff. And really, it's just like a shameless self-promotion that we're going to talk about. But I really want to do this because a lot of people are not understanding what's going on, especially in the cosmetology world too.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are like, like the woman who got arrested for going to work a week
Yeah.
early. People wearing masks, like what you have to do in there. And a lot of people are like, why can't you just wait like, the 2 weeks to get your hair done? Why is everybody all about vanity and stuff? And my wife works at a salon and I'm like, it's not about vanity. And
It's
so we want
not.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
So really it's just we're going to shut some people down. So hang out for 2 seconds here. I'm going to do a little intro and then we're just going to go into it.
Okay. If we go a little over, it's okay. I'm just like, I suck at like self-promoting vividly. Well, I don't really
Yeah.
suck. I just know I talk way too much and I'm too detailed.
That's all
And
right.
I'm just like all over the place. So
I'll guide you through it. Like we'll guide you through it. But no, yeah, we'll be done probably at the half hour. So
okay.
don't worry about it. And if it does go over and we want to do something later on, we can always do something later on too. But this really helps me. Yeah, kind of a little take two. So all right, guys, welcome back to Raw Focus. Yeah, no, I'm excited for this. Okay, so we have Rosa Mercedes on here. I've known Rosa for I want to say like a year, maybe a little over a year. I can't remember when we first met, but it was in the photography world. So we were doing a shoot together, And I've kind of followed her ever since. Met her and her entire family at one of these wedding meetings about 6 months ago or so. And beautiful kids, amazing husband. It was kind of a cool experience where we all just kind of got together and played kickball outside randomly. So it worked out really well. This right here is a spotlight business focus for Rosa. So we're gonna kind of talk to her, see how business is going. I'm gonna let her kind of explain what she does. And ultimately, I want you guys to understand that we are all parents. We were just talking about this before, where we all went to work. Her husband had to go to work, and we're all micromanaging the kids' Zoom lessons at home, the school and everything. And just because we're allowed to go back to work doesn't mean that everything's hunky-dory. A lot of people are assuming, especially with unemployment, PPP and all that stuff, for us going to get it, people are assuming that we shouldn't be getting it because we're allowed to work now. But when the kids are at school and they're at home, how are we even supposed to go to work? So that's some of the stuff I want to talk about. Rosa, thank you so much for joining me. You are in your kid's bedroom right now.
Yes, I am. I'm in my son's bedroom, and all of my kids have a gray wall because I'm obsessed with gray walls. I'm like, ooh, perfect.
I love gray. I love gray. I think gray, I think gray pulls. So as a photographer, like gray is like our medium. But gray pulls like the other colors in better. So like I just painted my office like this dark, I think it's dark gray, and my wife says it's green. But like I can see the colors more of everything. With that, when I was white, I didn't see anything. So yeah, I love the gray back there, and it actually looks like a studio.
Thank you. I'm obsessed with gray. Like I had to calm down with the gray because my house was gray. Everything
was too gray.
Yeah, my husband's like, yeah, like, can we do a different color? So I'm like, yeah, let's do ultra white. So we colored, which by the way, it's like, woo, it's amazing.
Right. I think it's a thing though, because like, have you guys been painting the house while on quarantine or doing anything like around the house?
Yeah. So we actually moved in our house 6 years ago, and during quarantine, of course, we've always done projects, but like the little things that you're like, I'll get to it later. It's like, I'm like, okay, we're doing it. Let's paint this. Let's do this. Just like those little things. So we painted our bathrooms ultra white.
Cool.
And then my kid's bathroom is gray.
Yeah. I know we had a project. So my wife's always painting the house, and everything's white. She likes white. She likes that clean, open look. Yeah. But yesterday she spent most of the day trying to take wallpaper off of a wall. It's a nightmare. So I'm never doing wallpaper again. But literally, it was 12 hours of people scraping, and it's still like we got the wallpaper off, but the glue's all on there. But yeah, it's normal stuff. I think the ultra white is kind of in right now. So tell me a little bit about tell me about your business. Tell me about how long you've been doing it, and where you're located and all that stuff. Let's just let people know who you are before we start to get into anything.
Well, that's cool that I could share this because I just posted about this yesterday on my Instagram. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for 15 years. My anniversary was in March.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. And then, so I started my career on the East Coast. I first started in Greenwich, Connecticut, then Miami, then New York area. And it was like just really fun. I was the youngest in beauty school. I was 15 when I started, and I graduated a month before I turned 18. And then I graduated high school. So I've been doing hair for 15 years. The first 7 years were just fun because I was 18, and the East Coast industry is very different than here. So I basically just showed up to work, did my thing, and left, and lived my young adult life, and also went to college at the same time because I'm like always wanting to just do a lot of things.
Yeah, just learning more.
Yeah, I just wanted to get my degree. I'm the first generation in the United States, and I was just kind of like, I want to be the first to like do great things, and I still feel that way. But yeah, so then I had my first baby, and I moved back here with my husband 8 years ago because back then it was super cheap, and my mom was like, I'm gonna help you, and you could settle down. And I was like, okay. So I started I feel like I started my career 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, in the Reno area. I had to become a booth renter, which is something that was super foreign to me because I always was working
You
in
were
these
commission. Were you always commission or? Okay.
Yeah. But like in the salons over there, they're different. There's these luxury salons that kind of have this amazing name and you like want to work for them. And you're like, okay,
Right.
well, heck yeah, I'll be commissioned all day, every day.
Right.
So then about 3.5 years ago when like I always did hair for fun, but then my husband actually lost his job and I wasn't able to really stay home and do hair for fun. So that's when I had to like figure out like, am I going to go work in the workforce with my degree? And then I saw the pay and I was like, oh, wait, now I'm going to just become a business person.
Right.
So that being said, 3.5 years ago, I decided when my husband wasn't working, like I have to help. I went into survival mode and I was like, I need to make this happen. And I honestly feel like I started my career at Share Bliss where I used to work. And I just started to learn about the current way to do business, the current way to market myself, like where it's
because everything you're doing now is self-employed, right? Because before, like the products were given to you, the line was given to you, the name, so it wasn't even like your brand. It was like you're promoting their brand, you're working, they're paying you really good money.
Yeah.
But now you had to come in and be like, well, I don't get that anymore. Now people have to come find me in a pool of all these other cosmetologists, right?
Yeah. And that's interesting because I never I don't know. I just never really looked at my competition ever. I was just like, okay, focus on myself. And I know that a lot of people will say, oh, but it's hard or whatever. It's like, yeah, but anything's hard. You know, you just have to kind of focus on what your goal is. My goal at the time was I need to feed my family. So I'm just going to do what I got to do. But it's been hard in the sense because I have to provide everything. I went to a business conference in January and they said, who is the CEO? Me. Who is the operations manager? Me. Who's the marketer? Me. Who's the one that's like me.
You have to wear a bunch of hats, and that's I mean, but see, that's the beauty. That's what I like about being an entrepreneur is I like having full control of everything that I do. I've always said that if I fail, it's because it's me. If I succeed, it's because of me. So like, I can't, all of a sudden one day quit and be like, well, the industry went under. It's because I gave up. And so and also it doesn't cap me on my income. I can make as much money as I want. If I want to work 7 days a week, I can do that and make a ton of money. So
it's like mind blowing to understand that you're an entrepreneur, to accept that that's what I got myself into without knowing. Is mind-blowing, and it's very hard.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So I do hair, and I specialize in color, extensions, bridal hair and makeup. And it's been a journey to just even say that and get that and try to focus your niche, because I feel like as a creative, you're like, I love everything though. Why do you ask me what I like? I like everything.
Yeah, no, that's and that's the beauty of it. I always find like the people that I talk to that are more professional, who have done it longer, they do have a niche, right? They do have something that they focus on. I have a niche as well. I don't take every and anything, and it's okay for me to push my clients out and say, I don't do this. Go to this person; they're amazing at what they do. So you do. So is that your niche? You feel like is color?
I'm definitely more of a color expert. I used to. In the East Coast, I specialized more on blowouts. That was like my thing, and I really love it still.
Do they still do that? Is that still a thing?
So it is a thing, but I feel like it's a thing in big cities.
Yeah.
And
because there's like blowout bars in big cities, right? Like salons that just literally you go in just to get a blowout, which my knowledge of it is not big, but it's like they're just doing your hair for you for the day, right?
So basically, this is how blowout works. It just like gets me excited, and I would love to own a blowout bar one day. So if you don't want to wash your hair, you never have to worry about washing your hair or blowing out your hair. So you just go to the salon, they wash your hair really well, and then you get this voluminous hair blown out, and then it could last like 3 days to a week. So Yeah,
And
you
so
never heard about that.
they don't wash their hair for that week, and then they just is a goal like they just go in every week to get that
Yeah.
done, and then just wash their body at home because they want to take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So when I lived in Miami, that's actually what I specialized in, and it was super
Oh my
fun.
God. Now, how much does something like that run?
It depends on the city. I charge 50 for it here.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean,
No, but no, it's
that's
great.
like
I mean,
nothing for like something to last a week for me to wash my hair and
and you don't have to worry about it. You just get
yeah.
up and
Get up, go to the bar. Yeah. And so I know that I thought we had one blowout bar here. I think my wife dabbled in it when she owned a salon a few years back, and it just nothing really happened to it. That's why I asked if it was still a thing. I know that they tried it. But they were also tagged with another company that was doing it, and there was a few rules. And I don't think it really worked out that well.
Yeah, I think it's a different business model for sure. It's not like the typical salon model. So
and it has to be tailored to here. And I don't know, and that's the thing. Like Reno we're small still. We're big, but we're small.
Growing.
But yeah,
Thank God we're still growing.
I don't think people know. But even if you can add that to the salon and have like a day of blowouts, just like a Tuesday blowout day of just that's all you do, that might be cool too.
And for like hairstylists, it's not really worth it in a way, because if you're gonna do color, it's like, would I do color or a blow dry? And it's like, I'd rather do some highlights. You know what I mean? So it's like a whole different. So when I worked in Miami,
that's all you did.
That's all I did in the morning. I did it from like 9 to 1, and then I worked at a dance studio, and then in the weekends I bartended, and I was like 21, so it was super fun.
Right. That's what we all did around 21 when we had all the energy. And yeah, I was a massage therapist, photographer, and bartender all at the same time. And now I think about that, and I'm just like, no, I'm cool. I just want to stay home all day. Like now it's like,
you don't miss being 21 and doing that.
I know, right? Yeah, and you could drink and then wake up the next morning and do it again.
Right?
Now I'm like, I mean, I had a minor surgery last week, and I'm out. I've been out for like 4 days. The guy's like, "Yo, you'll be down for 2 days." I'm like, "It's been 4, sir. I need more medication."
Well, I hope you're okay.
I'm fine. Yeah, it's a minor procedure. It wasn't anything crazy.
Oh, good.
So tell me about the salon now. So here's the thing. You are, I think, my first cosmetologist, hairstylist, makeup artist, anybody in the industry since the opening, right? So obviously my wife works at a salon. We've talked, but there's been so much controversy going on with you guys being able to open, because you guys were supposed to be in phase 3 of the opening, and all of a sudden the governor goes on and says, you know what, phase 1, like you're up and running now. But it was so quick that you guys actually didn't know what you were supposed to do. You didn't know the rules, right? So tell me what is going on when you started work a week ago today, and how it's kind of changed, and some of the hardships that are going with that. What's going on?
Well, I'm in a unique situation because I actually exactly yesterday, a year ago, opened my own studio. So I'm in my own studio by myself. And the way that I typically work is, since I'm still building, I mean, I've only been doing this for 3.5 years, so I'm not 100% built. I personally don't double book. I always just do like one client at a time. I'm in my studio, so it's like very limited. It's just,
is it one of the salon suites?
Yeah.
Where are you located?
I'm in Sierra Salon Suites in South Reno.
Okay. And so those are, if people don't know, those are, think of it like a big building. Think of it like booths, but they're big buildings, but they each have their own room, door.
Like an office.
And yeah, and you get like a sink in there, you get like cabinets and all that, and then you just build your business in there. So it's a one-person bigger booth than it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so I'm not in an open space salon. And so for me, I feel like my clients feel safe and they're pretty chill. And so that's been cool. As far as regulations, there's quite, there are some that are pretty intense, and some
like what?
Like, I don't know if they're intense, but I mean, I feel like we're clean. Our rules, our laws we are super clean. I mean, I personally have always cleaned before and after a client. Like, I've always had like my Lysol wipes and have always cleaned down my chairs for my new client. So now it's just like just making sure that I'm extra clean, that I'm cleaning where they're touching and opening the door or the sliding door, spraying Lysol so the air is disinfected.
But it's easier for you to manage because it's really only you and another person in there instead of a whole salon, right? So there's no receptionist, there's no people walking in and out. You get to close the door and just focus on that. They
text me when they're waiting in their car. We don't have any waiting areas. We can't serve drinks, which kind of bumps me out because restaurants are open and they serve drinks, but
is it because of like the open what? Yeah, why? That's weird.
I don't know, but there's just
a few self-serve thing.
I understand, and I don't want to buy disposable cups because I don't want to like hurt the earth. I need to find like biodegradable cups, so I try to recycle and stuff like that. But that's like extra stuff. The other thing, and they say new capes, new towels, but I've always done that. So,
what about blow drying?
Oh no. So, with the blow drying, they suggest that we strongly don't blow dry. And the reason why they say that is because you could blow dry the pathogens into the air. Okay. I mean, I have like the site. So they say so I have to tell my clients. At first, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it, and this is going to save me time, and everybody will understand. But I love to blow dry hair. I love the finished product. So,
and you can't see the finished product until you finish it, right? Because if you blow dry and all of a sudden something's weird or off, then you can still fix it.
Yeah, that's like a huge part, and I just like love it, and it looks pretty, and I want my clients to feel good. So I'm just telling my clients, look, this is the risk that they told us to tell you. They suggest we strongly don't do it, and if they're okay with that, I'm like, cool, let's blow dry you. And if they're not, then I'm like, hey, it's all good. I'll leave a treatment in their hair and then let them go about their day. I don't know, that honestly, like, I don't want to be a rebel, but I just like start thinking about things like it's windy outside and it's hot. Like, is that gonna blow dry pathogens into the air?
Right.
I mean, know if that's like
they also said that it was never, we can talk about this all day, but they also said it was never really airborne, right? It was like if you touch something and then touch your mouth and it gets in your mouth, that's where you get it. So it's not really from like if I'm running behind somebody in the wind and then the wind hits me from, I'm not going to get it that way. I feel like this rule is just one of those things that they were like, what can we do to tell the public that we're doing something, like,
and
what is it that we can do?
Yeah. And I appreciate that because honestly, like if they're like, you have to not do this or else we'll close you, I am going to do it all to the T because I do not want to be closed again. So I'm just grateful that we're working again. But I do think about like, oh, why? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So, so that's pretty much it. I mean, like, we have hand sanitizer and cleansers everywhere in the building. Our landlords have been super, super amazing and helpful and like have stayed on top of it. Nice. They provided us with face shields and we have to wear masks all the time. Our clients are not obligated to wear the mask. They can if they totally feel like they need to, or they don't have to. And for me, I'm just more like chill about it. I don't know. I just believe that God has a plan and that whatever's gonna happen. Like, and I do feel super bad for all the people that are going through the bad experience of COVID and also dying. Like, it's
so sucks. Yeah, we're never saying that, and that's the thing I talk to people. We're not saying that we don't believe it's not there. We're not saying that we're we know that we can get it. We know, but it's been 2 months. A ton of people have gotten it. People have died from it. I totally understand, but we're at the point now where we have to kind of rebuild again and kind of go back. And I don't know. My concern level, I think, is the same as yours, where I'm not overly protective. Like, I have a mask on, I wear it, but I wear it just to wear it. It's not like I think that I'm gonna, I don't know. It's one of those tough things.
It's so confusing because like the CDC says don't wear a mask if you're healthy.
Right.
And
so if we wear a mask, we're assuming that we're not healthy.
So Sweden also, they have similar numbers like we do in the United States, but they're not in quarantine. So I just I'm definitely not a genius, and I don't do all my research, and I don't even watch the news, but I just in my heart 100% believe that we all have a calling and a life that we're meant to live, and sometimes we could eat all the celery juice or drink all the celery juice we can, and we're still gonna get sick.
Right.
And I do pray for everybody that's going through hardship and that isn't feeling well and all of that, and that are scared, but I personally am not gonna live in fear because I wasn't born to live in fear, and we've done that, and we're not going to do it. And I want my clients to feel beautiful and confident, and I want to provide for my family as well, because it will pass. And I mean, what's going to happen when it all passes? What are we going to do? How are we going to rebuild, and how are our spirits going to feel?
Right.
So I don't know. I just think about all that stuff. So.
I mean, it's normal things that we think about because we want to be good people, but we also want to we all have these internal thoughts, and I'm a little different because I kind of spit them out every once in a while, and I really don't care what people think.
Yeah, I love that.
But what I want to ask you is a couple things that kind of came up when salons were first opening, and I want to see if you can kind of debunk them or help me out with them. Yeah. What are some of the things? So a lot of people were, if you go on Facebook and then the governor, you go on his page and he says that salons are open, but then you get all these Karens out there who are like, hey, why are salons opening? Why can't people wait to get their hair done? Why can't people, is it really that important that you have to look good for your, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to open when you got the okay? Give me the actual reasons why you were like, you know what, I'm going. So I'm allowed to work. Let's go work. Yeah. Why did you do that?
Okay, so I do this because I'm passionate about what I do. When you own a business, you don't own a business because you're just like, oh, I want to own a business and I want to go through all of that struggle, especially when you barely have money and you're not this wealthy, rich investor that's like, oh, I'm just going to, throw my money here and open business. Like, as sole proprietors and small businesses, I 100% believe we do it because we're passionate about it. So I'm passionate about what I do. And what I do is, yes, I color hair, I highlight, I blow it out, I do makeup, and I do all of that. And that's, for some people, they'll look at it as vanity, but it does something to a 2-year-old and to a 90-year-old person when they're getting their hair done and they look put together and they look in the mirror and they just feel put together. They feel beautiful. They feel confident. It doesn't mean that they don't feel beautiful ever. It doesn't mean that they're not confident. It doesn't mean that they're shallow or that they're vain. So when I was closed and I would think about my clients, I know what my clients say in the chair when they see the sparkly hairs coming in. That's what I call them, gray hair.
Sparkly hairs.
Because they reflect so beautifully. So I know how it makes them feel. Like, I feel like life is beautiful, but it's also really hard. And we all have a story and we all go through pain and all of that. So hair is like the one thing that we do have control over to make ourselves feel good. So when I wasn't working, I was just thinking about like my last day before I closed, I actually worked a day extra, and I called all my gray haired clients. Those were the only people I called. And I was like, hey, I cannot work for I don't know how long. Get in today. I'm working all day until I get all my gray people in. And I made sure that they all got their hair touched up because I wanted them to feel good. So when they said, you're ready to go to work, I was all about it because I want my clients to feel good. Like, we're going through some hard times, and their hair is what makes them feel good. It's
Right.
not vanity. It's just you feel cleaned up and you feel confident and you're feeling yourself, and you should feel yourself. You should feel beautiful, empowered, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what age, you should feel good. So that's my core beliefs in what I do.
Okay.
And obviously the one of the most important ones is I need to make a living. I need to pay my bills. I
Right.
didn't
Which
get
is this, yeah.
employment. I didn't get PPE. I did get the relief thing,
Mhm.
the disaster. I got $1,000. That's
Right.
not enough to survive. My husband wasn't working, and he was able to file for unemployment, but he got his unemployment the week he went back to work. So
Right, so it wasn't helping you guys during, and that's the stressful part of it all, right? Be like, because we were asked not to work, and I say the word asked because we did what normal citizens would do, and we listened to our government, and then in hopes that when we did that, they would take care of us like they promised us. But then when that taking care of didn't happen, I was one of the people that was uber frustrated. I'm like, you told me not to work, but I was supposed to get this, and I'm supposed to get this, but I'm not getting this, and I'm not getting this.
yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, as a sole proprietor and an honest person that pays my taxes, it was frustrating not to get the initial help. And I feel like, I don't know, again, I'm not a genius, but I just feel like, if they kind of knew this was happening, I wish they would have helped their country feel secure and taken care of and said, hey, it's going to get crazy. Let's make sure that all of our systems are in place so when this comes, the money is there. Because I'm all for staying home and hanging out with my family and spending time with them and getting things done that I need to get done. In fact, like, my dream has been to take a month off every year. And it'll soon happen because that's what my family did as I grew up. We would go to Guatemala for a month to 3 months and just enjoy family time. So, okay.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Amaris, you want to say hi?
Say hi to the live.
Say hey, mom. Say hey, mama.
Hi, baby.
So, yeah, so I just wish like we would have felt secure and everything financially, but
if they would have done it in reverse, right? So if they would have had the money there.
It would have been awesome for many people. For me, I mean, like, obviously I had savings, but I don't want to use my savings because I'm still trying to build something for myself. And that was kind of, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like there's some sole proprietors that are not honest and that want to be a cash business. And that kind of sucks because
or Venmo business.
Everyone.
It does.
I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe the government sees that or whatever, but I could see why they want to do it that way. I'm not judging them. Like, I get it. I feel like there's pros and cons for everything.
Right.
So that was frustrating, but can I just say something positive about it is that,
of course,
even though it does suck, we do definitely have it way better than other countries because there's third world countries. Like, my parents are in Guatemala. They can't come over here because they're not letting people fly to the United States right now. So that's really heartbreaking because they definitely do not get zero help. Nobody over there.
Right.
And people live like their floors are dirt, and although it sucks, I'm grateful that now things are getting better and that they're honoring our businesses and our livelihood and the taxes that we do pay into this country, and that we are now getting help because now we do have the website where we could get some money.
Right. That came up yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just hope that everything opens. Yeah. And that those that are compromised with their health, that they do stay home and that there's help for them because obviously they're more prone to getting the COVID and possibly
I like that you have that positive spin. And that's actually, whenever I talk to you, that's kind of what you do. You have a positivity to you and you can kind of vibe that off of people. Well, it's a natural thing, I mean, some people are pessimists, some people are optimists, and it's one of those things where you talk to someone and you'd be like, oh, you're always going to be, it's just one of those things.
Thanks,
So
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we're coming to the tail end here now. You are accepting clients, right?
Yes, I am accepting clients, and you could contact me on my email, info@rosamercedesbeauty.com, or on my Instagram, or you can message me. Please have patience with me because I am gratefully getting bombarded, and then I have 3 kids at home that I'm like, oh wait, now I have to cook dinner and actually plan it. Yay. Because my husband's back to work. So but I am taking color clients, extension clients, and
so I did tag you. Have you tagged on this podcast as well on Facebook Live, so you can share this out to everybody? So everybody that is watching this, that will be watching this, she's tagged both her business and her personal is on here, so you guys can definitely message her. But yeah, like with all small businesses, message, take a little bit of time. Wait a couple days to check back if you have to check back. But we're getting the things. We just need to prioritize things in our mind a little bit before writing back, so we don't double book ourselves. How have your clients reacted in the salon? Are they comfortable? Are they scared? Or are they kind of the ones that are coming in? Are they just chill like you?
They have been super comfortable, and cool. I'm so grateful that they feel comfortable, that they feel pretty chill but concerned. We're all still taking our precautions, and we're all still being mindful of others and of ourselves. But I love that they are fearless, and it like really empowers me to also be fearless and continue to be fearless in this. Some of my clients that I fill out, some are concerned, and like I could tell, and I'm also mindful of that. I have some clients that actually are not gonna come in until they leave their house because they still quarantine, and some of my clients that like can't afford to come in because they don't know what's going on with their work, So yeah, it's been interesting, but I kind of feel like it's January 2020 because a lot of them are like, I want to do something different. I want to cut my hair, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. So
that's good. Yeah, and I like that. Everybody's having kind of a new positive outlook on everything. I get my hair cut today at 2:45, so I've been wearing a hat for like 2 months. Luckily I had these hats made, so it's nice. But thank you. So what are you playing? Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to come off of Facebook, but stay on here real quick for me. Okay. So everybody, you have her info. If you need or somebody needs somebody, please push this out, share this out. Do you want to say bye to everybody on Facebook?
She's the new rock and roll troll, so I posted a video of her.
Yeah.
Like
is that the new movie that just came out?
Yeah.
I saw it on the thing. We haven't watched it yet, but I saw it there.
Are you the rock and roll troll?
You like the trolls?
Say.
We watched trolls before.
You gonna watch it again today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watch everything a lot. I've been watching movies for like 4 days in a row because I've been on medication stuck at home. So it's been nice. All the movies.
Well, hey, you've been working hard since it stopped, started. So good for you for getting some downtime.
Thanks. Entrepreneur style, even downtime, I was sitting there like, I hate it. I can't. And that's an entrepreneur thing. I sit down and I'm like, I need to be working. I need to be doing something.
So funny.
Something needs to happen over here.
What? I hope that we all slow down a little as a country. I really do. I hope that we take moments to connect every year and slow down, because even though it's fun to be like a busy person, it's also nice to be a couch potato for like a week or two.
Right. Or just, because life's not all about work. I say that like, I'm super guilty of it, but like life is about balance. We have to take those hikes. We have to go out with the family. We make this money for a certain reason. And hopefully this kind of reminds people with the family that they still have and everybody that's around that we're not working for nothing.
Yeah. Wake up and drink a sangria. That's what I did.
Sangria. That's what you did. Is that what you're drinking?
No, that's what I did for the first 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm on vacation.
Awesome. All right. So Facebook, we are out. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you soon. Rosa, stay right there.
Okay. Thank you.
Done. How was it?
It was good.
It's
Thank
easy,
you.
yeah. No, thank you. You did awesome. I mean, yeah, we went over so we could keep talking forever, but I think it's good. You have a good perspective on everything, and like I said, you were the first person that I've interviewed since you guys have been allowed to be open. All the other salon people were like, "We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen."
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're in one of those My Salons, because that's where my tattoo artist is. He's on Keystone, and he's in one of the suites.
Oh, yeah.
So I sit in those little rooms with him for hours at a time getting tattooed, but everybody else there is the hairstylist.
Yeah.
And so he's the only tattoo guy, which works out really well for him.
That's super cool. Yeah, I've been to those. I mean, those things are, I'm sure they're going to do even better now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I would love to open a space that's just like blowout bar and nail bar in Ranchera, you know?
Yeah.
But of course, I'm just overthinking.
But could you tag team with Nyla on that, like later on?
Yeah, definitely. Which is why it's even more enticing to do, because before she even brought it up, I had already looked into it and I was like, ooh, that's way too expensive. And then she started to be my client. Then she told me about it. Then I got excited. Then I did everything. Then I was like, I got cold feet. But now I'm kind of like revisiting the idea like the past 3 days.
Right.
And I don't know. We'll see.
That's awesome. Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm watching hers grow, so I'll keep an eye on it. But I think focus on that. That'd be a good thing. But thank you so much for doing this. I'm sure you got a busy day with the kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna go work a few hours, then I'm gonna come home and then figure out my life here.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it, so
cute.
Thank you. Luckily, one's in daycare, the other 3 are inside. They're actually doing their own schoolwork right now. So I'm gonna go in and check on them, and then I just kind of sit in the computer all day and
that's nice.
And
what do
go
you
back
think
and forth.
Happen with the school year? I'm kind of like
school year's over, so I mean, like they're not going back to school. What if we go by California's rules? The governor of California was trying to start school early, so they can make up for time. I don't think that's going to happen, but hopefully school just starts again in the fall. I think it's just going to go.
I heard that they were trying to cancel it.
Yeah, and that's not going to work because nobody's going to be able to work. Because it's like a daycare. Yeah, and nobody's going to work. We're paying teachers. Like, basically all these parents are like, oh, this is homeschooling. My kids do school for 15 minutes and they're done. So, I mean, that's really it.
Yeah. I really hope that my kids miss everything. So.
But I'm pretty sure everybody's going to, I'm pretty sure they're going to go back to school. That's a lot of money. So
yeah, I hope so. I like the new superintendent, so that's exciting. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, anybody's going to be better. We left Washoe County because of the whole group. So we're over at Doral Academy, which is like kind of like Galena.
Cool.
So we did a charter school. Yeah. So we're in our own. Oh my God, it's so much better. It's like they control their own thing. They have a curriculum. They base a lot of stuff off of Washoe, but they don't have to. It's more of like the calendar. But I mean, they do cheerleading, they do robotics, they do all this other stuff. It's a lot different than Washoe County. It's a lot.
Yeah. Well,
in our
we
aspect
do a
better.
charter school too. We do a Montessori school.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so anything.
We love it. I refuse to go to Washoe County.
Yeah. I mean, I was with them for so long. I went to Washoe when I was a kid, and I'm born and raised
so did I, but I felt like they played me. So
yeah. Yeah, so now I'm like, we had a bullying issue and they didn't deal with it right, and we ended up almost suing the school district, and we left. So it got a little crazy, but
I'm glad you guys are at Doral, because that one looks like that would have been my second choice.
Yeah, sure. And then they opened a sister school called Pinecrest and Sparks that's coming up this next year. So more of those schools are going to come up. There's going to be way more of those rather than the Washoe County building.
We need help in the school district here desperately.
I think people see it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I felt it when I moved to the East Coast and started college. I was like, I felt so dumb.
Oh, really?
So I was determined to get my bachelor's degree because I couldn't believe that I graduated with these okay grades, and then I was back in high school classes for like a year.
Yeah, that's all money though, right? I mean, it's all, as long as you pay your tuition and fees, they'll get you through it.
Well, it was super nice talking to you.
You too. Thank you
So
so
much for
much.
having me.
Yeah.
I hope that we get to work together soon.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're actually on my my referral list for hair
Thank
and makeup.
you.
So whenever those start coming again, people start booking,
Yeah.
then you should get some inquiries. But yeah, keep me posted on anything you need in the future. If you ever have anything to say or want to say, you can always come back onto this forum, and then we
Okay.
can always chat too. So you did
Yeah,
awesome.
sounds good. Maybe my next one will be about my blow dry bar.
Yeah, let's do it.
You
We'll
never
talk. We'll
know.
tell people about it, and then why they need it.
Oh my gosh, I have so many ideas, but I need to calm my ass down because
Write them down.
yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
All right, bye,
I'll
Jeramie.
talk to you
Have a
later.
great
Bye.
day.
You
Talk to you
too. See you
later.
later.
Bye.